Everybody just calm down.
Count of three, we're all gonna put down our guns.
I have crossbows.
We'll put down our weaponry on the count of three.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2,
2,
3.
3.
Yeah!
Really?
It wasn't me. I'm not going down for this!
Yeah, I want to go home.
Get the keys out of my purse, start the car.
So, about a year ago, when I was getting into YouTube more seriously and as I got a lot better at making content, I released the video titled How to Be a Public Femboy. And since releasing that video, it has become and it has stayed my most successful bit of content on this channel to date, reaching about 60,000 views, hundreds of likes, and countless comments. And through reading these comments and seeing these discussions that were ongoing, I saw firsthand just how much that video helped people overcome a lot of mental blockers and fear that was stopping them from fully identifying as a femboy and considering themselves valid. And in that video, there was a small section that garnered the most attention and the most love and support, which was a rapid fire section where I was talking about femboy stereotypes and that we need to stop placing them on ourselves and stop allowing other people from placing them on us. And based on popular demand, today in this video, we're back talking about just that, but narrowing the focus and zooming in on the top 5 femboy stereotypes that I have encountered, that I have had to overcome, and that I've just seen going around on the internet. Without further ado, if you find yourself worrying about stereotypes, if you are stuck wondering, can I be a femboy without becoming a walking stereotype? The answer is yes, you can. And the best way to do it is just not giving any credence to these stereotypes at all. But anyway, let's talk about it. But what are the stereotypes, I hear you wondering behind your computer screens? Well, my list is gonna be unique to me, as this would be drastically different depending on who you ask, as we all have varying ranges of experiences, we have different perspectives and different opinions on what we think is more impactful. But the ones that I've seen circulated around the internet a lot, and some even have their own videos talking about just them, are these. You have to have an anime voice to be a femboy. You have to be a bottom only and be submissive. You have to be small. You have to have a certain body type and physique, and you can only be a femboy in your 20s. Because apparently when you hit 30, you're magically no longer able to identify as a femboy and you have to go on. Now, let's start by talking about the first one. You have to have an anime voice, because personally, this one annoys the crap out of me, and I very heavily disagree with a lot of the videos out there that are dedicated to just this topic alone. If you've done your research on how to be a femboy, which I know you're doing at least right now because you're here watching this video, by the way, thank you, it's an honor to have you, you've probably seen a video, especially on YouTube, dedicated purely to vocal training, probably with titles similar to how to sound like a femboy, how to have a more feminine voice, how to sound like an anime character, so on and so forth. And I'm here right now to tell you, you don't need to do any of that. So take a deep breath, lean back in your chair, go look in a mirror, and throw all those conceptions away, because you do not need to go through those hours of training in order to have a particular voice in order to be valid and fully accept this identity to be yours. Those videos are mostly for content creators who want to do vocal trolls on games like Valorant, or people who are transitioning and just want to have their voice match that transition. And again, I feel like generally speaking, you really don't need to do research in order to be a femboy, because the moment that you say you are, you're valid, which is what I said a lot in my first video. As you can hear right now, I don't sound like any of those people. I'm a baritone naturally. I was a baritone in chorus. I really didn't want to go through the effort to try to lift it up. Even like right now, I put some effort in order for my voice to come off as softer. But if I turn my head a little bit and clear my throat and just talk like I would normally talk, as you can maybe hear, it's a little bit deeper. Maybe not, because I've listened to myself talk for many hours and I just can't tell anymore. But even I put some strain on my voice in order for me to kind of model what I think I should sound like. So this is something that I constantly battle with to this day. So again, you don't need to go through countless hours of vocal training in order to change your voice to fit this idea of what a femboy should be, because you're already perfect as you are. Up next is the idea that the internet and Reddit likes to push a lot, and that is the idea that you have to be a bottom and always be submissive in order to be a femboy. You know, you're walking around with your sleeves over your hand and you're always doing the finger pointing and you're always being like soft-spoken and very, very submissive to be valid. Again, like everything on this list, you don't need to conform yourself to a particular position or personality in order to be a femboy. And when you come across those dominant top femboys out there, they are a sight to behold because they go against the norm. And there really shouldn't be a norm to begin with. But again, you don't need to be Mr. Mega Bottom in order to be a femboy. You can be a switch, you can be a top. The world is your oyster. Do as you see fit. But hey, everybody loves to be breedable and submissive sometimes. Alright, so this next one is really infamous as well, and it's really popular in a lot of groups, but out of this entire list, this is probably the only stereotype that I believe has some sort of merit, but this is a video about smashing these stereotypes, so we're still going to try to close the book on this one so you guys can move forward and be able to do what you really want to do in order to make you happy. And that is the fact that you have to have a certain body type or physique in order to be a femboy. General wellness is something we should all be striving to achieve, in both body and mind. You know, going to the gym at least 3 days a week and staying on top of your nutrition. That sort of stuff. But not everybody can do that for a variety of reasons, and the existence of this stereotype makes it so the internet looks at femboys and goes, oh, you have to be super toned and in shape in order to be a femboy. But this really shouldn't be a stereotype at all. General wellness and being in shape should just be something that's a goal for everybody, not a stereotype for an identity that you like to say. And I really restarted this section over and over again because I thought of a way to talk about this without sounding mean or harsh, but there's no real way to say it without sounding kind of mean, so we're just gonna talk about it. So I'm sorry in advance if this bothers you, but that's exactly the point here. If you aren't saying you're femboy because you're afraid of how you look, try to find ways that work for you in order to get in shape, to get healthier, to reach the body type that you want, because nobody should be happy with being out of shape. No one should be happy with being sick and not feeling well because they're not in good health, because perhaps they're way overweight. So instead of getting aggravated and shutting that down, get after it, as I like to say. And a shout out to the account Femboy Fitness, because this is exactly what I'm talking about. They are a group of people, I think. I don't think it's just one person anymore, that helps femboys predominantly get into shape, to be healthier. And we need to kind of just get rid of this stereotype in general and smash it like we are now and change it to just strive to be as healthy as you can be, and you will be happy with yourself. And make sure you set realistic goals, because if you don't, you'll never really be happy with your progress. If you start to work on yourself and get in shape, don't say, I'm gonna look like the top 1% of silly content blue site creators in my first year, because then you'll never be happy with the journey that you're going on and the small incremental changes. When I got on top of my nutrition and my fitness with the help of a family member who's also a nutritionist, I felt great. I was in the promised land, and I also looked really good. And it was a point in my life where I really felt like, dang, I look really close to these other stunning people online. I'm happy. But then again, I really tried to not think about it like that in a comparison sense, because if I'm comparing myself to other really popular femboys out there, I'll never be happy, and you never will be either. And again, like everything on this list, you ultimately don't need to do anything in order to be valid and consider yourself a femboy. I just think out of everything we're talking about here today, this is the only one that has some sort of truth behind it. It's just gone about incorrectly online. Again, we should all be striving to be in shape, but don't hold the stereotype that you need to look like a chiseled Greek god in order to be a femboy to really diminish your happiness. Because again, you are valid just by being yourself. Okay? You got this. Now, let's move on. For all of my really tall femboys out there, listen up. And for those of you who think you can't classify yourself as a femboy because you're too tall and you're hitting your head on everything, I have some news for you. I am 6'6". I'm sure I'm gonna hit 6'7" sometime in my lifetime. I hit my head on every surface. When I was younger, everybody thought I was in high school, and when I was in high school, everybody thought I was in university. I am tall. I break the stereotype purely by existing that femboys have to be really tiny and under 5'5" in order to be a femboy. You can be any height. Again, I don't know why this is such a big stereotype that's pushed on people. Mostly probably because of the boy kisser memes and all of the memes out there that kind of be like, when bro's under 5'7", this is his only career option, so on and so forth. All those meme templates that you've definitely probably seen out there. You can be tall and still wear a skirt. It might be a little bit harder to wear thigh highs. I'm still trying to find really good ones that stay up and go up high enough, but there is no height requirement. This isn't a damn roller coaster, guys. So what if you're a few inches above whatever these people think is the minimum height for a femboy? You don't have to be short. The last stereotype we're going to be demystifying today is the idea that you can only be a femboy in your 20s. The internet, or at least some people on the internet, have this really weird idea that once 29 turns to 30, you can't be a femboy anymore and you can't identify as such. It's like sitting there an hour or two before your birthday with all your outfits and all this stuff you built up throughout the years. You look good, you feel good, and you're like, darn, I gotta throw all this stuff away because I'm about to be 30. That's not how that works. There is no age cutoff. There's femboys in their 40 to 45, and they still look great. So again, never let anybody tell you there's specific cutoffs or there's specific body types you need to reach, XYZ. This is all people trying to push online aesthetics and their perception of what a perfect femboy is on everybody else, because perhaps they've seen someone really popular making content and they're like, that's the body type all of you should have if you want to be a femboy. Just not accurate. I've literally had people ask me, because me and my partner are both femboys, when they're out there looking, because people really want to date us, they're like, what should I be looking for in a femboy? I'm like, what you would look for in anybody else. Just because they're a femboy, the criteria doesn't change, because a lot of people go in trying to find us with the perfect round butts, being really tall, being submissive, being, you know, all of those things. And I tell people, I'm like, listen, go out there and find somebody that you want to be with because you really want to be with them, not because they follow these stereotypes to the letter, because you'll never find one, because all of those people already have partners because they're making content together. So for the last time, sit there and take a deep breath and listen. If I'm reaching through my monitor right now and I'm shaking you. Listen, you are valid just being yourself, and stop listening to these stereotypes into other people. You got this. I believe in you. I was exactly where a lot of you probably are right now, looking at different videos, trying to do vocal training, trying to reach certain goals and body types, but I realized I would never be happy with the progress that I was making, and I stopped. And you know what happened? I just got really happy with myself, and I hit those goals anyway. So just listen. You are valid. You got this. I believe in you. Now go out there and show the world what you're made of. Now guys, I want to hear from you. The last video similar to this garnered a lot of healthy conversation, so make sure you drop a comment if this video helped you, or if you've ever felt stuck because of a label and how you got out of it, or if you have any success stories that you feel other people need to hear. I'm looking forward to hearing your story. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.